Hey guys, what's up? It's Anna Louise, and today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be a fish video. And this one is obviously different from my other fish videos because if you do watch them, you will know that they're kind of more like homey and like cozy feeling, like a kind of vlog style, not like, you know, like this, like my normal videos are. But I figured I would do this one a little bit different because it's like a structured video. It's not just like me talking about like new fish I got or new tank makes I got or decorations. It's more of like a step-by-step thing, so I decided to film it like my regular videos are. So yeah, you guys, let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Okay, so I decided to film this video now because if you, like I say, watch my fish videos, then you would know I got a new baby betta fish, and he is in his like little transition tank right now. It's definitely not a tank that I would keep him in, and I luckily have gotten a 5-gallon tank to put him in. So I figured since I'm getting this new setup for him, why not film a video on how to set up a betta tank. So the very first thing you're gonna need is the tank. And I always go to PetSmart to get my tanks, and I always get them by the brand Top Fin. I really like this brand. I've not had an issue with it before. I think their stuff is really nice. It's really sturdy and durable. This tank that I actually got was from my friend who works there, and she got it for free. And yeah, so she gave it to me, and the good thing about it is it has a divider, which I'll kind of get into a little bit about that in a little bit. But the first thing you're going to need, like I say, is a tank. So this is a 5-gallon one I have. Let me just hold it up so you can see it good. So that is a 5-gallon tank that I have gotten. And now for a betta fish, they come in those little tiny cups, which is literally so freaking terrible, and it's just literally so sad and wrong. Just because they're in those little tiny cups does not mean that they should be staying in something super tiny. Like, I don't know, I feel like so many people use them for decorations, like, I don't know, a vase even, and that's just so wrong. That's not true. Like, bettas do not need to be in those small things. So the fact that people say bettas can like live in little small areas, that's not true. It's not good for them. And the minimum size, I would say, for a betta would be about a 2-gallon. Sometimes you can get away with a 1-gallon. It really just depends. The more space, the better. And I would say a good minimum size would be 2 gallons for a betta. I have a I think it's 2.5 gallon, or maybe it's 2 right now, and then I have a 3.5 gallon right now, and I'm actually going to be giving my friend the 2-gallon one and trading it out for this 5-gallon one. So basically, one good thing to do also when you're getting your tank is don't just like get a tank that doesn't come with like necessities for the tank, because your tank should always have lighting, a filter, and like the filter cartridges with it. That is like a good little starter kit for a tank. So you don't want to just like get a tank that doesn't have that, because I mean honestly you're just going to be spending more money with getting that, because betta tanks have to have those things. Like, you can get by without having a filter, but it's hard. Like, my little fish Steve is in one without a filter right now just because it's his transition tank. I've only had him for a week. And it's just difficult already because it gets grimy, stuff is not filtered out right, and yeah, you don't want to go without a filter. And so if you get these kits, they come with the filters and the filter cartridges. And all these things can obviously add up, which you will need to change out your filter cartridges as well, because you just can't keep them like forever. They do need to be changed out. So this one that I have right now by Top Fin, it comes with the tank, the filter cartridges, the filter, and a divider. So a lot of tanks come with dividers, and they're good, but then depending on what kind of tank you have, they cannot be good. Like, you wouldn't really want to get like a 2-gallon tank and like split it, because obviously then, you know, it would be smaller, and then that would not be the right size anymore. But since this one is a 5, it'll be split, and it is still will be the maximum size for a betta, which that's what I plan on doing. I plan on putting one of my fish in on one half and then Steve on the other half. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you the back. So here's the back, and it just kind of shows what it comes with. But yeah, so that is the first thing you would need when starting a betta tank. So that would be the tank, and it would be a starter kit that would also come with the filters and like the cartridges and the good lighting, because you don't want a tank also that doesn't have good lighting, because then, I mean, number one, it just wouldn't be as pretty. You wouldn't really get to see your fish as well, and they need that lighting source, especially if you do have like live plants as well in there. So that is number one. So number two, and let's just say, you know, you got that tank set up, you need obviously water, because fish have to live in water. And one thing you do not want for your tank is chlorinated water, like tap water. And I'm going to take my glasses off because they're kind of getting on my nerves. Like, I feel like there's a glare on the camera. So I'm just going to be pretty much blind while making this video because it's really hard for me to see. But anyway, you're going to need to have good water that does not have chlorine. This is basically not tap water. So basically, you can get these jugs of water just like this from Walmart that are great value, purified drinking water. Just as long as it says purified. Obviously, it doesn't have to be from Walmart. It can be from anywhere because this doesn't have like the chlorine and harsh chemicals. Obviously, no place is going to be able to get 100% of the bad chemicals out. So another good thing that you're going to need to start a Betta tank, which I guess would be like the third item, I would say, is like a water conditioner. You definitely need that if you choose to use tap water, but I'm showing you these little gallons right here just because they are the best option. So you would just add how many ever drops on the container that it said to drop in there to get the rest of the harsh chemicals out. But basically the whole like message to get from this is just don't put tap water in there and that be it. Like, at least have the water conditioner, and it's pretty cheap, like literally about $6 or so. I'm actually out of mine right now. I need to get some more before I set up the tank, and I honestly don't know why I didn't think about that today. But anyway, so the best thing to do would just to go ahead and get these gallons of water. Literally, they're 88 cents a piece, so that's really not much. And the good thing is, when you get done, you can reuse them by filling up with tap water and like letting it sit. Because when it sits, then that's better, and the harsh chemicals kind of, they leave. So you can do that as well, and then you don't have to like keep buying the gallons. So it's basically the initial buying of the water and then refilling them back up and letting them sit, at least for 24 hours. So yeah. That's what you would do with the water situation. So now that we have the tank set up, the water, and it's all in good without those harsh chemicals, what you're going to be wanting to think about now is what to put in your tank. So basically, you need substrate in your tank, which substrate would be like, you know, rock, gravel, sand, whatever. Sand, I know, is a little bit more difficult to take care of. It can get like mucky and stuff in the water, and it's just a little bit more hard. So I use gravel for my tank, which I really love gravel. You can get it at the fish store, like any kind of store that has a fish department has like aquatic like tank gravel. And I have black in my tank right now, but for the new tank I wanted to go with a more natural option, which also this is cheaper. If you go like in the like craft aisle, say at Walmart, they have rocks and stones and different things that you would just put around your house. These can also be used for tanks, and they are cheaper if you do want a cheaper option. So I actually got these. They're from Walmart. They are just Decorative Accents Natural Pebbles. So these can go. And this whole little thing was $3.47. And if you get like the actual fish gravel, say at, I don't know, PetSmart, Petco, whatever, the smallest bag I know is like $5.47, and depending on what kind of gallon tank you have, you'll need like more than that. So this is definitely a good option, and I wanted something different than the black, so I was like, these are good. And yeah, so you'll definitely need something to put at the bottom of your tank for your fish, and those are some definite good options. And of course, you can get more than just brown or black. You can get any kind of color, basically any that you want. And yeah, so you're gonna need the substrate. That is another important key. So for the next step, bettas are fish who love to explore and have fun with their surroundings and kind of like play, so you're definitely gonna want decorations. Now, I always recommend plants, because plants are really good for them to hide in and even sometimes rest upon, because bettas do like to rest, and plants could be a very good option for that. So I definitely recommend those. But one thing to stay clear of is plastic plants. And the reason being is because bettas obviously have these nice big flowy fins that are really thin and delicate, and plastic can easily tear them. Now, you can get away with plastic plants as long as you fill them beforehand. Make sure they're soft and not extremely pointy. I have one super small little plant that's plastic in one of my tanks, but it's like a really soft kind of plastic and it's not pointy, and I've had no problem with the fins. But you don't want to get something that's super harsh. So I always recommend like the silk cloth kind of plants. They're always the best option. I have them in my other tanks and they look really, really pretty. I actually got one today for my new tank that I will be putting up. That is my little new baby betta, Steve. By the way, he's named after Steve Harrington from Stranger Things. But yeah, I got this one. So just to show you guys an example, this is the really soft planted material, super nice, and I don't know, it just feels like really good quality. See the bottom right here, this is like plastic, but it's super, super, super soft. And on a lot of these cloth ones, you will have like a little bit of plastic at the bottom, but that's not bad. So yeah, this is really nice, and in the tank, they look so beautiful. And I'd like to like kind of layer up plants. And you really don't want everything too crowded. I would say plants you could have like quite a bit of because they are nice, they can hide in them. But for like the other ornaments, I would go kind of minimal. But I guess it's kind of up to you, but you really don't want it like too crowded. But yeah, you definitely want plants. Live plants are a great option. They do take a little bit more caring, so just keep that in mind. So I've had the fake ones in all my tanks so far. My bigger tank that I'm getting for Christmas, I am going to have some live plants in it, so that's going to be cool. But on the subject of live plants, not ones that look like this, but another great thing for your betta tank could be Marimo moss balls. Now, if you watch any of my other fish videos, then you have probably seen that I have those moss balls. They're so pretty and fluffy, and they're just these big, dark green, pretty little moss balls, and they are good for the water. They help the water. They're good for your fish, and my fish love them. They will even sometimes push them around. I'll wake up, actually the tank mates, I know for sure, my snails push them around. I'll wake up and mine will be in a different location. So they're really great for your tank. They will boost your betta's attitude and just overall happiness, so they're really good for the tank. I recommend those. So other than plants for decorations, I always have statues and just really pretty little like ornament tank decorations in my tanks. I don't like to just leave them bare. Like I say, bettas love to have things and swim around things and like have things to hide in as well. So basically you can get like little bitty logs that they can hide in your fish store, or like little huts that have like little things that they can swim through. Anything like that that fits your taste, because they have all different types of style. I mean, if you're younger and you like Disney, I don't know, I'm sure they would have like Disney ornaments, you know, anything like oriental ones. They have like Buddha statues. I have one in my tank actually. They have like all different kind of things, and some of them, like this one that I have for my tank is a log. My fish love to swim in it, so you definitely like want a space where they can hide, because they do like to hide. And a cute ornament of, I call them ornaments, but like the statue things, is definitely a good option for your tank, and it adds prettiness and it also helps your betta. So I guess I can just show you guys an example. Something like, I don't know, this for instance. You can put like these in your tank. This is like a Roman ruin. This one is like in a really cool Egyptian kind of ruin statue. And I don't know, just for instance, you know, they can like swim through these little holes. But the log option is a really good one for them to hide. So like anything where they can't just like swim through and just, you know, like swim straight through, something where they can be in the dark, that's definitely a good option. And basically all of my tanks kind of have the same theme. I like it to look like they're in another part of the country and like ancient ruins and stuff. I don't know, that's how I kind of like it, and have it to look jungly. So that's kind of how mine are. I like having themes, and both of my tanks have themes from, well, I guess all three of them now have like themes from, let's see, one of them is the Friends theme tank, one is from the YouTuber Taylor Nicole Dean, that theme tank, and then Steve's is going to be a Stranger Things tank. So yeah, I really enjoy doing that as well, just as a side note. But anyway, now we have the tank covered, we have the water covered, we have the substrate covered, and the decorations covered. Let's see, tank mates, that is important. If you're wanting to add something to your tank, first of all, don't ever put two male bettas together because their other name is Siamese fighting fish, which means, you know, they fight and males will fight each other and end up dying. So don't put two together. Don't put a female with a male unless you're wanting them to mate. And yeah, so you really don't want a lot of, I don't know, other things in there, especially if they're bright colored. There are some good tank mates for bettas, such as mystery snails. Those are really good. They go really good with bettas. Ghost shrimp are good as long as your betta isn't aggressive, because my friend's is, and he like ate the shrimp. I haven't had a problem with that, but you just kind of have to see the personality, and that would be good for tank mates. So I definitely recommend ghost shrimp and mystery snails. Depending on the size of your tank, I would say like a Cory catfish or some little bitty like guppies. Those would work, but that kind of depends on the size of your tank. But for like a 2-gallon tank to like, you know, up, like the minimum size would be good for snails and ghost shrimp. So yeah, honestly, I think I have everything covered except for heaters. Heaters are really good because bettas are tropical fish. They like it hot. You can definitely get by without having a heater, because I have so far. I'm going to be getting one soon, like for my new tank for Christmas. But if you do keep your house rather warm and not like super cold, then you can 100% get by without having heaters, because mine have been doing great without them. But if you do have a super cold house, then you definitely will want to get a heater, because then they can get stressed and end up dying if they are not warm enough. And you can kind of tell by their attitude and how they're acting, I guess you could say, if they need it. But if the water is like ice cold, then I would definitely go with a heater. And yeah, so you can, that's kind of like an iffy thing, but that is something that they would like, since they are tropical fish and they do like it to be like 78 and 80 degrees. So that is another thing. Okie dokie, guys, so I really think that's about it. I think I've covered everything, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I made it a little bit easier for you to kind of know like what to do if you're wanting to set up your own tank. And if you guys have any questions about anything or want to know anything more, let me know down in the comments below. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. And yeah, so if you'll please give this video a big thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe, which you can do by hitting my face right here. And you can also watch another one of my videos by clicking right here. And I really hope you do so. It means the world to me. And I hope you guys have a great day or night or whenever you may be watching this. And I'll see you guys in my next video.